All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for coming over. Got this video here from Top 10 Beyond the Screen. It says, new leaked video proves why Jennifer Lopez is evil. A lot of people are saying she's like one of the meanest celebrities out there. You know, like I said, a lot of times when people meet these celebrities, they aren't what they thought they would be. That's all. I'm gonna keep saying it. You got to stop idolizing these people, man. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Jennifer Lopez is literally the meanest celebrity ever. Just because she has fame and money, she thinks she can treat people however she wants, but in reality, she's just rude and mean. Now, one of her backup singers took to TikTok to expose the star, saying, if you were pretty or you were a Latina, like game over, she hated you. She just acted like a bully. Can you imagine spending time with someone working in a closed setting every day for months, and this person never even acknowledging you or acting like you exist? She was that rude to people working for her. Not to mention, several of JLo's former staff members have come out to say that Jennifer earned herself the nickname Pay Low because she paid her staff around 50% less than they could make elsewhere. Then there was also the incident in 2003 when Jennifer was spotted in Vegas with her then boyfriend Ben Affleck. The pair had a big win and Ben decided to drop a $2,000 tip to the dealer, but before he could scoop up the generous reward, JLo snatched up the cash and swapped it for $200 instead. Then there was also the time when she got a
She's probably like, don't, what you doing with that? No. Like, that's going to hurt their pockets. Yo, this is bad, man. This is bad. Payload, though. Boy, that's a hell of a nickname.
Tip to the dealer, but before he could scoop up the generous reward, JLo snatched up the cash and swapped it for $200 instead. Then there was also the time when she got a maid fired from her job. Jennifer was staying at the Mila Dusseldorf in Germany, and a maid working at the hotel, Prey Doja, approached the diva's room to get an autograph. Now, she spoke with JLo's assistant, who denied her to see the star. The next morning, though, Prey was fired. She said, a day later, the cleaning company that employed me at the hotel called and said Miss Lopez had complained. I was fired there right on the phone because of an autograph. Now that is just messed up. Was it maybe inappropriate for her to ask for an autograph then? Yeah, but she shouldn't have been fired for it. But JLo made sure that's exactly what happened. Now, JLo's also been accused of stealing music and certain songs. One big hit from one of her albums was If You Had My Love, but the song received backlash from R&B singer Shantae Moore, as Moore had a near identical song called If I Gave Love, recorded a year prior in 1998. Now, one of JLo's worst offenses is the fact that she takes other people's vocals and passes them off as her own, without even giving them credit. Songs like Play and the I'm Real remix feature prominent reference track vocals from Christina Milian and Ashanti. For Jennifer and Ja Rule's music video for the I'm Real remix, JLo reused Ashanti's reference track vocals on the song and passed them off as her own. Now, instead of JLo re-recording the song, she left the demo vocals on the song, and she failed to credit Milian or Ashanti. Now, the worst offender is JLo's signature song, Jenny from the Block, as Natasha Ramos sings the track's chorus, bridge, and ad-libs. Now, JLo has also been accused of lip-syncing. Now, my question is, does she even know how to sing? She's gone on and ripped off other celebrities for their talent, but it seems like she doesn't really have any.
These celebrity feuds have exposed Jennifer Lopez for who she really is. First of all, if you're a celebrity and you've made enemies in Hollywood, fine, that's almost part of the job, but when the list of people who can't stand you is longer than your resume, yeah, that's not a coincidence. Mariah Carey, I don't know her wasn't just a meme, so we've all heard the iconic Mariah Carey line, I don't know her. It's been memed into oblivion, but the shade wasn't random, the backstory deep. I mean, back in the early 2000s, Mariah and JLo were both under Sony. Mariah was working on her Glitter soundtrack and had sampled Yellow Magic Orchestra's Firecracker. Now, weeks later, surprise, JLo dropped I'm Real using the exact same sample and released it first. Mariah reportedly felt sabotaged by Sony, specifically by Tommy Mottola, which was her ex-husband and music executive, who was now backing JLo. So, you know, when a reporter asked her about JLo, that very cold, I don't know her, was allegedly less about ignorance and more like, I don't mess with her. Petty, maybe, but if you believe the timeline, JLo's come up came with a side of sabotage. Leah Remini, from BFF to like silent distance. Now, Leah Remini and JLo were besties for a year, red carpets, vacations, TikToks, but somewhere between 2022 and now, radio silence. I mean, fans noticed Leah didn't attend JLo's Georgia wedding to Ben Affleck, and she wasn't in the Mother premiere either. So for two women who were basically inseparable, it raised a lot of eyebrows. Now, Leah's cryptic posts about protecting your peace and knowing who's real only added fuel to the fire. I mean, neither women have addressed it publicly, but
that's so important. I mentioned that in the video about protecting your peace, because with everything going on right now, that's why I said, man, this whole imagine being considered mean and rude from other celebrities, knowing that, like I told you, you get so caught up in the character that you feel like you know the character, but people don't realize that they have to separate the two. I brought up in another video how Kathy Segal, you know, Peggy Bundy from Al Bundy, Married with Children, how people were literally wanting to take her out, if you know what I mean, because of what she did in that show, The Sons of Anarchy. Like, they were so mad at what she did on a show, where the director had her do that. They're mad at her about it, as if the I don't want to spoil it, but if whatever happened to the person happened in real life, it's weird behavior as far as how people treat these people. They put them up on these pedestals, but JLo seems to like just, I don't know, like she don't even want to be bothered. It's like she look at us as peasants, you know?
Rumor mill says Leah got tired of JLo's controlling behavior and her kind of all about me energy. It's honestly giving former ride or die turned completely dry. Christina Milian. So that Play song Drama, remember JLo's hit Play? It was an absolute bop, but plot twist, Christina Milian wrote it, recorded it, and even sang the demo, and JLo basically swooped in and claimed it. To this day, the background vocals on the track are still Christina's voice, and guess what? They didn't even bother to re-record with JLo's vocals. I mean, Christina has since said she was, you know, happy JLo got the song, but fans side-eyed the situation hard. It fit a growing pattern of JLo taking credit or fronting vocals while other artists quietly played the background. Some called it business, others called it calculated. Damn. You decide. Rihanna, the subtle snub heard around the world. Now, back in 2016, rumors swirled about JLo dating Drake right after he and Rihanna had a little thing. I mean, within weeks of the JLo-Drake cozy up, Rihanna unfollowed JLo on Instagram. Now Rihanna doesn't say much, but when she unfollows someone, I mean, that's pretty loud, especially since she and JLo had been friendly before. I mean, fans speculated it wasn't just the Drake drama, it was the whole jumping on a trend to stay relevant vibe that rubbed Rihanna the wrong way. And let's be honest, I mean, JLo's Insta, you know, PDA with Drake did feel like a little performative. Nicki Minaj, side eyes and on stage shade at the 2015 AMAs. Nicki Minaj made headlines for the look she gave JLo during her Anaconda performance. It was honestly daggers. I mean, why? Because JLo was dancing to Nicki's own song without Nicki involved in it at all. And given how protective Nicki is of her art, it felt like a power move she didn't co-sign. Later, Nicki threw some serious shade in interviews about certain pop stars borrowing from hip hop without giving credit. Fans connected the dots, and let's just say the tension was not subtle. Jennifer Lopez just got caught cheating, and I've got all the details, so buckle up. Jennifer Lopez is no stranger to the spotlight, but her latest drama isn't about a new album or a red carpet look. It's about her first ex-husband, Ohani Noah, accusing her of cheating. Yes, you heard that right. Ohani, who was married to JLo for a very hot minute back in 1997, is now throwing shade and spilling tea all over social media. Lopez and Ohani Noah were married for only 11 months from 97 to 98. Lopez, who started dating Sean Diddy Combs shortly after her marriage to Noah ended, went on to marry 3 more times. Now, it all started when JLo appeared on Howard Stern's show and said she's never truly been loved by any of her exes.
You gotta admit it though. Like, her dating history, I just feel like in the industry, a lot of people just get passed around, you know? They just get passed around. And it's a thing, and I feel like a lot of times a lot of them are cool with it, you know? You know what? That girl looks good. I think I want to date her. Oh yeah, go ahead and try it. I think I want to date him. That's what it seems like is happening in this industry. You know? It's like college or something. And they got the money to keep it a secret until it's not a secret anymore. You know, they be trying to be all slick and sly, and I think that's another reason why they hate paparazzi so much, because they can't, you know, they can't hide.
Claimed her past partners were quote unquote incapable of loving her. Cue Ohani Noah, who apparently couldn't let that slide. He took to Instagram calling her out for playing the victim and accusing her of being the problem. He wrote, "Stop putting us down. Stop putting me down with your victim card. The problem is not us, not me. The problem is you." But Ohani didn't stop there. No. He alleged that J-Lo cheated on him during their brief marriage and even hinted at an affair with Sean Diddy Combs. He basically claimed that she lied and cheated, prioritizing fame over the relationship. He added, "You decided to lie, to cheat on me. You begged me to keep the marriage intact to avoid bad press."
See?
Now, let's be real, friends. Ohani's accusations, you know, they're pretty bold, right? Like, he's not exactly a stranger to controversy. Remember when he tried to release a honeymoon video of the two of them? Yeah, that happened. So while his claims, yeah, I mean, they're juicy, sure, but take them with like the smallest grain of salt. I mean, this man has been dragging J-Lo and their grievances for like decades now. It's honestly giving obsessed. It's giving move on. It's giving I want another 15 minutes of fame, okay? I mean, he also made a point to say Lopez has been loved a few times. He continued to say, "You have been married 4 times and have had countless relationships in between. You've had good relationships, you know, me, for example." And honestly, I don't know, that kind of made me LOL for real. I mean, Noah claimed to have moved out, you know, of state to support the singer, leaving his job, family behind to care for her. He said, you know, "You chose fame and fortune, moving a part of our relationship. You decided to lie, to cheat on me. And even though I stayed, I even tried to keep the marriage going and alive. You even begged me to stay because at the time you didn't want bad press caring more about you." He ended up ending this little tiny baby rant by saying, "Tell the truth for once, let people know you are the problem. You should be embarrassed, ashamed of yourself." Damn, I mean, that's harsh, right? I mean, as for J-Lo, she hasn't responded to Ohani's latest rant, she probably won't, but this isn't the first time they've had a public spat. Back in 2011, Ohani sued her over her song One Love, claiming it referenced him without his permission. Womp womp. That lawsuit didn't go anywhere, obviously, but it shows there's a history of tension between the two. So what's the takeaway here? Jennifer Lopez's love life continues to be as dramatic as one of her music videos. Whether Ohani's accusations are, you know, true or not, it's clear that their brief marriage left some lasting scars. And as always, the drama is never too far behind. I mean, stay tuned, honestly, because if history has taught us anything with J-Lo, this isn't the last time we'll hear actually from Ohani Noah either. Jennifer Lopez is becoming irrelevant again, and she's losing all her fans. So Jennifer Lopez used to be untouchable, movie star, pop icon, fashion queen, the blueprint, the woman who could
I think that's the key right there. When you use the word irrelevant, you know, people are going to do whatever, even if it's controversial, to stay relevant. That's why I said a lot of the bad press is good press for them. You know, and you'd be like, what the hell? Why are they sitting up here doing it? And next thing you know, oh, they got an album coming out. Oh, they got a book coming out. But these people, man, this industry, it's just weird, strange behavior, man. Just strange, weird. I don't know. They say she's like a super narcissist, you know? So, again, any guy that's dealing with her, you got to know these things, you know? I feel like most guys only want to get with her for, you know, we know why, but man.
on a red carpet and still trend for 3 days straight. But right now, the internet is asking one brutal question. Did JLo just lose her grip on the spotlight? Because her latest movie didn't just underperform, it literally face planted hard. And when a project flops at her level, it's not just a bad week, it's a reputation check. Suddenly fans aren't hyping her anymore, they're questioning her. The same people who once defended everything she touched are now saying the quiet part out loud. Maybe the magic just isn't hitting like it used to. And that alone is already bad, but what really lit this whole thing on fire? An Instagram video. Jennifer posted a video showing off her body in barely any clothing, full confidence, full glam, full JLo energy, and instead of the internet cheering like it usually does, fans actually turned on her pretty hard. The comments shifted from praise to frustration. People weren't mad that she looks good. Nobody's denying that at all. They were mad about the timing, the optics, the message, because from their point of view, the movie flopped. Her star is wobbling, and instead of addressing the criticism or showing, vulnerability, she pops out online like, look at my body. And fans were kind of just like, read the room, girl. That rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. They felt like she was dodging the real conversation,
right,
like she was trying to distract instead of reflect. And when fans feel unseen, unheard, or brushed off, well, that's when loyalty starts cracking. What really flipped the switch is that people didn't just dislike the movie, they started questioning her relevance, her choices, and whether she's still in touch with, what audiences basically actually want. And once that doubt starts spreading, that's when fans stop being fans and they start being critics. So yeah, social media has been ruthless about it. The tone completely changed. It went from she'll bounce back to maybe she should take a step back. And that is wild to say about someone who has dominated music, movies, fashion, and pop culture for decades. But domination doesn't mean immunity, not anymore at least. And here's the savage truth nobody wants to admit out loud. Nostalgia only carries you so far. You can't coast forever on early 2000s supremacy when today's audience, moves at the speed of TikTok and has zero patience. The industry does not care how legendary you were. It only cares about what you just did. And right now, what she just didn't land. So to the fans, the Instagram video felt tone deaf. They felt like she was saying, look at me, while everyone else was saying, we're confused about your direction. And that disconnect is dangerous because when your image feels more like a brand than a person, people stop emotionally investing, even if they still respect the legacy. Some fans are still loyal, some are defending her, but a loud chunk of them are frustrated. They're saying she's overexposed, and the second fans start calling you forced, well, that's when the ground starts to shift under your feet. JLo has had quite a year. Let's recap on all these desperate moments. She basically begged for attention in 2025. Jennifer Lopez has had many eras, but 2025, this is her Olympic level attention era. And honestly, at this point, I'm convinced that she just wakes up every morning, looks in the mirror, and just says, how can I make the internet spiral today? And then she does successfully. So let's...
Yeah, I truly get that vibe. A lot of people just be on their phones scrolling and seeing what's going on, and it's like, damn, ain't nobody talking about me. Let me go put on the least amount of clothing I can and go take a selfie and go try to break the internet. And everybody, damn, she still got it. And a lot of people are like, what are you doing?
With the album rollout, that kind of rolled right off a cliff. Look, the music wasn't the problem, depending on who you ask. The problem was the 15 TikToks she posted in one day announcing it. It was legit like 15. At that point, the algorithm wasn't pushing her, it was begging for mercy. And every single video had like the same energy. It was all like, hey guys, remember me? You do, right? Right? Like the internet was like, JLo, blink twice if you're okay. Like, yes, we remember you. Then there was, the whole kissing backup dancers at the AMAs or VMAs. I don't really remember. But during her opening performance at the American Music Awards, it was AMAs, on May 26, 2025, Lopez shared a very passionate kiss with not just one, but several male and female backup dancers. This act, which occurred shortly after her divorce finalization, led to really significant social media backlash, with many calling it a very desperate and cringe attempt to just be relevant or make her ex-husband jealous, maybe. And then JLo was wearing a lot of revealing outfits at the World Pride Music Festival. So in August of 2025, Lopez performed at the World Pride Music Festival in Washington, D.C. in a very series of bold, revealing outfits, including a silver bodysuit with a very plunging neckline. I mean, critics slammed the outfits as inappropriate and, of course, desperate for attention. Although, of course, she had some fans that defended her right to, self-expression. We can't skip past her raunchy stage performances on tour, though. During her Up All Night Live in 2025 concert tour, reports surfaced that her on-stage choreography was overly sensual. Insiders allegedly expressed worry that these antics were making her look very desperate for attention in the wake of her divorce, which it did. And then, my personal favorite, the Ben Affleck PR saga, and, just publicly displaying her single life on Instagram after her divorce. I mean, Jenny shared several glamorous photos on Instagram showcasing, her single life, along with like motivational quotes about self-love and all that good stuff. And while she defended her actions as, self-care, critics viewed it as an attempt to prove she was over Ben Affleck and garner attention. Every time the paparazzi caught Ben looking tired, confused, or like he just lost an argument with, a parking meter, J-Lo magically appeared 2 hours later, in full glam, smiling like she wasn't the reason that he probably still needed a nap. I mean, look, I respect J-Lo's hustle. She works harder than the entire cast of Dancing with the Stars combined, and that's saying something. But this year, she's been trying so hard to stay in the spotlight that the spotlight itself is like, girl, I need a break. Jennifer Lopez is iconic, but in 2025, she's been kind of fighting for attention like it's a limited edition Birkin, and, she refuses to be waitlisted. And honestly, I do kind of love it, because every time she pops up doing something chaotic, dramatic, or unintentionally, hilarious, the internet gets fed. I mean, she is the gift that literally keeps on giving, even if she's wrapping herself in the gift bag.
Yeah, man. I think one of the worst things you could do as a human being is be unnecessarily rude to people, like for no reason. A lot of times I would see when I would work at the Staples Center, people just waving or saying hi, when they'll notice a celebrity and you just hear people waving, and like a lot of times the celebrity don't even look, turn, and don't even wave. They just keep walking, just not even acknowledging people who have like supported and helped their career. As I said, a lot of these people get so high up on that pedestal and they just look down, and no matter what their background is on how they became famous, because a lot of these people might have been poor, whatever the case may be, they just look down at us as peasants. They do. That's why I be tripping out. Like, a lot of these people don't care about us. They don't. At all. That's why with everything going on right now, I know a lot of them are panicking and trying to figure out if anything is going to happen. That's why I mentioned in that former Prince Andrew video that a lot of people are probably shaking in their boots. But yeah, I mean, it felt like a lot of people are like this, but it seems like she's okay with it. Appreciate you guys coming over and watching, man. Peace out.